In this video, we're going to learn three things that are important to improve your English communication. Now, English communication is a very simple thing, but people have made it very difficult inside their heads. They usually think that it is very difficult. I must master the concepts of grammar before I learn how to speak. I must have a very lengthy vocabulary to speak proper sentences. That is true up to a certain degree, but to have a functional fluency, to be able to communicate properly, it's a habitual thing. It's not something like a plug and play situation that you will go to a class, learn some grammar, and start speaking fluently. That's not how it works. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you three things that you can do, and I can guarantee that after absolutely a period of 3 months, all right, doing this consistently for over a period of 3 months will guarantee that you have functional fluency and your communication will dramatically improve. Okay, and these are very small things. I'm sure your English teachers have already told you this before, but you've not listened to it. I have been an English teacher for 5 years, and I've told this like multiple times. I share this with each and every student of mine whenever he or she walks into my classroom for the first time, but they don't take it uh, seriously. And that could be due to multiple reasons, but yes, three things that you can practice every single day to make your English better for 2 months. Number one is reading. Okay, now the reading that we're talking about is hardcore reading. When I say hardcore, I don't mean like preparing for UPSC or preparing for your board exams sort of reading. No, you must indulge in pleasure reading. Reading for pleasure, meaning you read a novel, you need autobiography, you read anything that amazes you, but in English. Now, usually when I tell this to my students, okay, now my students are usually from the school and from working professionals and some even elders I also have in my classrooms. So when I tell students that you should read for pleasure, you know what their response is? They will tell me, sir, we read a lot of our academic literature, we read our textbooks, those textbooks are in English, that will not help. You must read, you pick up a novel, pick up autobiography, pick up self-help books if you are into that sort of a thing, but read in English. Okay, and when you're reading it, you can either read a novel, okay, any autobiography, and these things like have multiple advantages. That is, it will improve your vocab. That is number one. That is the first advantage that you get out of reading for pleasure. Number two is sentences. People don't realize this, but knowing a word and knowing its meaning is not enough. You must know how to use it properly in a sentence. And that is why you have a lot of people who have memorized a lot of words. They will download a PDF from the internet, and then they will memorize and mug up those words, and then they will try to fit those words into situations that they think are apt for that word, and that's not how it works. Okay, so reading will help you will have twofold advantages. Number one is it will definitely improve your vocab because you will come across a lot of words. Number two is it will help you with your sentences. Okay, because it's not sentences are not something that can be taught very easily. Obviously, you can learn a few sentence types from grammar, that is subject, verb, object, and all of that. But how actually is it written? That is why reading is important. So take this analogy of science. Okay, when you learn something from physics, when you learn something from chemistry from your textbook, okay, you need a practical to cement that understanding inside your brain. Reading does exactly the same. All right, it tells you that this is how you can communicate this thing, this is how you can express this thing. So that is number one. You can start off by reading for 10 to 15 minutes every single day. It is very important that you read, and this is a must do step. You cannot skip this step. I can guarantee that if you consistently read for a period of 2 months, okay, you will have like a drastic improvement in speaking and other areas of English language as well. So that is number one. Number two is writing. Now I know this is a slightly difficult one. So think of it like this. These days when I communicate with my students, largely a lot of them are from Gen Z, Gen Alpha and all those groups. Okay. Now Gujarati is my mother tongue. Okay. I know how to read and write in Gujarati. But these days you see Gen Z, Gen Alpha and all those people, they have completely given up on this skill of writing. They will know how to speak their mother tongue, but they will not know how to write it. Okay, writing is basically thinking out loud. I'm sure you might have heard this. A lot of people have already said this. Okay, so writing is something that is it helps you to generate evidence for you being good at English. When you write something in English, when you write correct sentences, it gives you or it boosts your confidence and it will help you in the longer run. Okay. So then the next question comes, what do I write? Simply just start with writing 5 sentences before you go to sleep. About what? About simply what you did during the day. That should be enough. Start with 5 sentences, gradually progress towards 10 sentences, and eventually your end goal should be to write at least 2 paragraphs. Okay. Now there are a few platforms that allow you to write articles. I think LinkedIn is one of them. Okay, so you can start a blog series. Okay, people are so much focused into creating videos, creating content, that they've forgotten that writing is also an amazing content. Okay, so there are few platforms on the internet as well that let you write a blog for free. Start writing a blog on that. Okay, you don't need to pick up paper and pen like the conventional. You sit down and you pick up a paper and a pen and then start writing, although that would help. Okay, if you're doing like the conventional old school paper pen writing, that would have its own advantages. But right now, since we have this time constraints, because we are living in a world that constantly requires you to work. Okay, people are hardly left with any time for themselves. So yes, writing is an absolute must, because what you read in the first step, you must apply it. When you apply it, when you write it down, when you apply it generates, or it gets into your muscle memory. Okay, and it helps. That is number 2. The last one is, now this is going to be something that I can help you with, but speaking. All right, a lot of people, they will learn this language but they will not speak. Okay, they will be extremely well versed with grammar. I cannot tell you, there have been like plenty times when I have come across students who are extremely well versed in grammar. Okay, they'll be able to write correct sentences, correct verb forms, everything from A to Z. Each and every grammar concept they have grasped and mastered it completely. They've solved tons of worksheets and exercises and each and everything. But when it comes to speaking those sentences, they will be reluctant. You know why? Because they have not had enough of trial and error. Okay, speaking is in a way some sort of a trial and error. Everyone has a different tempo, everyone has a different style of speaking. So if you don't speak, okay, you will not explore your style enough and you will not eventually have your own style of speaking. What I largely see English speaking people in Bharat is they will try to imitate a speaker that they admire. Okay, we have some wonderful speakers in the public domain, English speakers, regardless of their political ideology and political leanings. There are some fantastic English speakers that we have, but okay, do not try to imitate them. You have your own unique style of speaking. So once when you do reading and writing, you'll have developed enough confidence, and you must go out there and speak. Look at it like a game of two, meaning look at the games of badminton, look at the games of lawn tennis, look at the game of boxing. You need somebody to spar with. Okay, you cannot play these games alone. The same thing is with English. If you want to learn, if you're extremely serious, and if you really want to learn this and improve upon your communication skills, then I would really recommend that you start speaking. And for this particular cause, I'm going to start a speaking club. I'm going to put it out shortly. But yes, these are the three practical steps. Okay, doing these three steps a little bit over a period of time, doing it consistently, will build a good communication fluency. And it might be that just one little thing that you require to get you to a country that you aspire to study in, to get you that job, to get you that promotion, or to simply just be confident while communicating in English. Thank you.